Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to DC Wolcott Gymnasium on the campus of CBC High School. I have to say that I'm Randy Molman, Coach Chris Maris alongside. Coach, I have to say, I'm happy to be inside.
I completely agree. It is getting bitterly cold, and unfortunately, it's going to get colder.
But hopefully the cadet basketball team will heat things up here at DC Wolcott Gymnasium, taking on Soldan. The cadets come in 6-6, Soldan 2-6 on the season. The cadets coming off a rough loss at DeSmet last time out, 79-47, looking for a good answer here tonight. Mahalski gets the rebound. The cadet starters on the floor for CBC. It's Jaden Reed, Teron Garrett, Landon Schlanger, Matt Mahalski, and Devin Houston. A couple of misses after an offensive rebound, and it's Soldan basketball.
A couple of good looks at the basket right there, one by Schlanger, one by Teron Garrett earlier, working the ball inside.
Seydou Cece underneath to Musa. He missed, blocked by Mahalski. And then we have something on the surface.
Something on the floor there. Blew the whistle. I don't know. They're looking up like we might have a leak in the ceiling, and that has happened before. I know the gym's not that old, but we have had some issues with that.
Coach Sam Briscoe will come out and towel things off a little bit.
The head coach getting out there, getting it toweled out. He's got an army of assistants over there, but that's the way Coach Briscoe rolls.
He's out there wiping. All of his assistants are sitting down.
I had a chance to talk with Coach Briscoe before the game. I said, what are you looking for from your team? And, he talked about wanting to bang and rebound. He wants to see these guys really start getting after and get a little bit more physical under the basket, being able to really get after and find that guy that's going to really go after the ball on their rebounds and get them second looks or, on defense.
A little bit of an up-and-down season, although the cadets have had a really tough schedule. They've played a lot of good teams playing in some holiday tournaments. Matched up against some really good teams in the area. There's a foul, and Schlanger will go to the line.
Nice entry pass there by Jaden Reed, the sophomore, and Schlanger had his back to the basket, looked to turn around and put it up. Got fouled. He'll go to the line for two.
Soldan, their last game was last week, or earlier this week, I should say, losing to Gateway STEM 60-56 after a two-game winning streak. But they come in 2-6. Drew Simmons' squad struggling a little bit. Schlanger knocks both down, and the cadets have the early lead.
I think that's important right there for CBC to get, when they got the opportunity to take those free baskets when they can. Every team, you want to be good from the free throw line.
This is CC back at the timeline, calling the play for Soldan. Working on Jaden Reed. Angles right side, hip high dribble with the right hand. Back near side, there's a shot fake and can't penetrate, so a handoff to number 24. That's Armstrong, and he lost the basketball. CBC takes over.
CBC's got quite a bit of height advantage on Soldan at this point with Mahalski and Schlanger, Garrett, all taller than the tallest guy on the Soldan team.
Diaz Leatherby would be that player. He's a 6'6". Senior, number 34. Teron Garrett bangs a three from the right corner.
Did a nice job getting open down there, got the open look, and made it count.
He's been hot of late. 17.5 points per game for Garrett. In the lane, a little jumper off the glass, no good after the jump stop. Here come the cadets into the front court, left to right. Garrett feeds Schlanger down, left block, left hand, missed. Rebound to Cece.
Mahalski got a hand on that but couldn't bring it in.
Cece with a great pass underneath. How about that look? He found number 34, Leatherberry, down low.
Kids were talking about Seydou Cece as being one of the better players to keep an eye on for this team, and Mahalski puts the bunny in and gets fouled.
So Mahalski will go to the free throw line. Yeah, we were looking at the STL today puts out stats, but they get stats from the schools, and Soldan I don't think has been very, what's the word I'm looking for? There's an offensive rebound off the free throw. Jaden Reed comes in and makes it off. And no one moved.
No, they just stood there. It was a little surprising that Soldan didn't move off the block on that.
Leatherberry for three, no good. Rebound Schlanger. Here comes Reed into the front court to Devin Houston. Boy, I really enjoy watching Devin Houston play basketball.
Oh, man. He's been, this is a very young team that's got so much upside and potential. As they figure some things out, they're going to be a pretty solid team before it's all said and done.
Devin Houston is not a guy you walk out on the basketball court and think, boy, he's got soft hands and he can run the floor and he can shoot, but he does all of those things. He's really, really good.
I tell you what, last year when we were talking football, I was one of the guys we had a ton of guys on that freshman team. I would have loved to have had him out there. Would have been an excellent tight end to go with that great group that we had last year.
At the line is CC. CC has shown some explosiveness here in this first quarter. He gets the ball up the floor quick, has good court vision. Had a nice assist on their first basket, and he drew the foul on this last one. He makes the first free throw.
Got both of them to fall. No pressure here from Soldan on the early going.
Reed, right wing to Houston. Top of the key, down low for Teron Garrett. I think he thought he was going to go up for an alley-oop, but now Reed for three, short. Rebound, Garrett. Got it to Michalski. Good look back to Reed for another shot, no good. Schlanger off his hands. Ooh, they're going to give it to CBC. I thought that was off Schlanger's hands.
The official was right there. I couldn't tell who had the ball. Even the coach isn't really arguing about it, so he's obviously good with what they called.
9-4 the score.
Some early offensive rebounds for CBC.
And there's Schlanger off the inbound.
Just cut from underneath the block, from the far block to the other side, and got the inbound pass. He got lost there. Soldan lost him and put it up the left hand.
Here's Seydou Cece now, walking the ball across the timeline, right to left. He hands it off to Gray. Back to Cece. Gray now will angle right. Now back it up. Guarded by Reed. Angles right side. Down and underneath, and it's deflected to Michalski. Up to Houston. Here's Schlanger, CBC in transition, and Schlanger almost got the reversal.
Schlanger gave a very good look on that because he got fouled pretty hard under there, pushed him under the basket, but he still made an attempt to get it up, and Devin Houston almost got that ball stolen from him on that pass on the near side here, and was able to steal it and get it up court.
Schlanger 2 for 2 at the line tonight so far. First free throw is good. No good. 2 for 3. 59% on the season for Schlanger, the 6'7" senior. Left-handed
Elijah
shooter.
Bobo and Wave Guerrier.
Guerrier and Bobo check in.
Bobo's a three-point specialist.
You don't see a lot of soccer to basketball, do you?
No, you don't. And
Guerrier.
You got a couple of them. You got Sam Scott on the bench over there, too.
Yeah. Missed both. Rebound. Pinball's out. It'll stay with CBC. Batted out of bounds by number 30, Demetrius Perkins. So Guerrier will trigger for the Cadets underneath Soldan's basket.
Guerrier, furious defender.
This is Michalski underneath with the right hand.
Put it on the floor once, went up with the right hand, and got it to fall nice and easy.
You were talking on the ball. You were talking about the size advantage. This should be a big game for Matt Michalski.
Well, and you've already seen from Schlanger as well, getting some good looks underneath. Oh, and Guerrier takes the charge.
Well, did they call the charge?
I don't know. I don't know if they call the charge or whether the ball just went out of bounds, but no, they didn't, because they didn't go to the table, so the ball just got knocked out of bounds, got a turnover.
Garrett spins to Michalski, who scoops it to Bobo. Now Schlanger back out beyond the arc. Right side, wide open. Bobo for three. No good, and there's Schlanger flying in for another two.
Great move by Schlanger on the miss by Bobo. Went all hard off the back iron, and Schlanger came slashing down the lane, went up, got the rebound, and put it in.
Michalski and Schlanger now combined 10 points here in this first quarter. 15-4 Cadets. Soldan head coach Drew Simmons wanted a timeout. And CBC with a good start here tonight. You like to see it. I was talking about Michalski and Houston. I got to work the Webster Groves Holiday Tournament. I got to do public address for that whole tournament, so I saw it. And just watching Devin Houston when you're down on the floor watching him, you just get so surprised at how he's very light-footed. He's
tremendous athlete.
He's built like a football player.
He is.
But he's just it's amazing to watch. There's a nice three.
And contested. I mean, he had Michalski in his face. That was number 30.
Yeah, Demetrius Perkins knocks down the three. Schlanger with the answer.
Came right back with a man in his face and made that rain. Nice job by Schlanger.
Schlanger already above his average points per game. He came in averaging 7.1 per game. He's got 9.
There's a couple of these guys I know, if they could get them going, this team can take off and do some really good things.
They have all the elements, don't they? They really, they've got some size. They've got some distributors. There's a nice basket by Antonio Gray driving to the hoop. Teron Garrett can play, the 4, and he can pop back out and shoot from the outside. They've got some elements on this team. There's no doubt about it.
Anytime you got a team this young, I think one of the big things, and we see it in football, baseball, just about any sport, finding that leadership is always kind of key, because sometimes young guys are reluctant to take it, and nice deflection by Michalski.
Garrett at the left elbow, down low for Michalski, jumps above the defender and rips it away, and a foul.
Ooh.
Foul called on number 24, it looks like, Henry Armstrong. So Michalski will go to the line. Michalski this year, 41% free throw shooter. Plus, you talked about those elements with a young team. You're also throwing a young team with a brand new coach and a new system.
That's not all bad either, though. I mean, Coach Briscoe will be able to get his culture and mold his program the way he wants with these young guys. Help set this program up and launch them to success. Michalski drains both.
Nice. 2 free throws for Michalski, 20-9 CBC, 2:26 to go, first quarter.
Sam Scott and Tyler Weber check in for the Cadets. Baseball, soccer players. In the game, their primary sports.
Yeah, that was one thing that in learning a little bit about this team at the beginning of the year, I was surprised to see a couple of soccer players on here. There's a nice and a
foul.
Great dish by Cece, and Abdul Musa finishes, and he'll go to the line. According to the limited stats we have, Musa is their leading scorer and rebounder.
Guerrier with the foul there. And I had an opportunity to talk to Sam Scott earlier this week, and I was asking him about basketball versus soccer and stuff, and he actually made the comment that
it was a lane violation. I think, on Soldan. Yeah. He made the comment
that basketball is actually his. He likes basketball more than he likes soccer. He played on the freshman team and then didn't make it as a sophomore, and thought his basketball career was over, and then came back out this year and getting an opportunity to play again.
Here's CC, top of the key, at the CBC logo, guarded by Guerrier. Bounce pass near side, Musa. Musa trying to drive in, picks up the dribble, but he traveled. Dragged the back foot. The pivot foot didn't stay set. 20-11 Cadets, 1:47 to go here in the first.
I'm sure the Soldan coach, Coach Simmons, would like to see his guys not selling out for some of these turnovers, only because it keeps opening up opportunities for CBC.
Guerrier hands it off to Bobo, top of the key, Weber. Weber driving, kicks it to Schlanger, a little too far out of his reach. It'll go to Soldan, turnover by the Cadets.
Schlanger was still coming around to the top of the key as that pass came from Weber and just couldn't reel it in.
Sebu Sisi dribbling the ball up the floor, guarded by Guerrier. Crosses the timeline, tried to cross him over, now he'll back it out. He'll try again into the weeds, kicks it out right corner. 3 is nailed again by number 30, Demetrius Perkins.
That's a couple for him.
That's his second. He's got 6 points, 20-14 Cadets. Guerrier driving, and he's fouled, and Guerrier will go to the line. Guerrier this year, 3 for 7 at the free throw line.
Bryce Parsons, and it looks like Jaden Reed look like they're ready to check into the game. Jaden checking back in.
Guerrier missed the first.
Bryce will give Landon a little bit of a break. So those starters all getting a rest here early in the first half as CBC took a big lead that's been whittled down a little bit.
Guerrier missed both short. Rebound Musa.
Well, they say it's all in the legs. Got to bend those knees.
That's right. Step back, long range jumper. He kind of threw it up there after Weber got into his face. Armstrong didn't get a lot on it. Reed, it's poked away and saved. Ball up in the air, grabbed by Musa. Soldan's got numbers, but he overthrows CC.
A little bit of a fast break. I think if he just would have settled, I think coach was trying to get him to settle it down, and he couldn't do it as Jaden Reed checks back in for Wave Guerrier.
When you start to peek over to your right and you see you got a teammate wide open, you get a little excited. Bobo will trigger for the Cougars. I do all the SIUE games. I knew I was going to do it once.
For the Cadets.
The Cadets into the front court. Here's Jaden Reed. He's guarded tightly, but he gets it underneath the Parson, and he
couldn't
missed.
Finish it. Oh, and Reed knocks it away, but nobody there. CBC had already cleared out to go back on defense.
Soldan down the lane underneath, and a foul pushing the back. Sam Scott will get called.
Beautiful pass, behind the back pass there underneath the basket.
It's the one thing I've noticed here about Soldan. They distribute pretty well on the drive.
Well, I think with their size, they have to. They've got to use that athleticism. They've got to be able to try to make some of these crazy passes that they've made in order to, have some offense going forward.
20-14, they've whittled it down. It is now a 6-0 run for Soldan after that free throw. Antonio Gray makes the first. He's got 3.
My guess is Coach Briscoe is going to try to ride this quarter out with the guys he's got out there and then bring his starters back in to start the second.
Reed quickly into the front court. We know about his speed on the football field, but he moves pretty quick on the basketball court as well.
Speed is speed.
There's Parson. He hands it back off to Reed. Weber for 3, right wing, too strong. Long rebound, grabbed by Soldan. They have numbers. Ooh, behind the back pass, looking for number 30, Perkins, and he missed him. Trying to get a little showtime in.
I'll tell you, they've got all the moves when it comes to these passes behind the back and other stuff there.
Reed at the buzzer, short, and that'll end the first quarter. A 7-0 run by Soldan to close the quarter. It's 20-16 CBC after 1. Leading the way for the Cadets, it's Landon Schlanger, who has 9 points already here in this first.
That's a lot of points for one quarter in a high school game. I mean, he's having an opportunity to have a big game.
So he should score 36, right, Coach?
I don't know about 36, but I could definitely see him in the mid-20s the way he's going. He's got to have the playing time to do it, but now this is a 4-point game. I'm going to expect these guys to come back in, if not to start the second quarter soon after it.
CBC 20, Soldan 16 after 1. My name's Randy Bowman, Chris Maris alongside. We are braving the weekend temperatures. Do you have any plans? You don't have any plans outside over the weekend, do you?
I do not. I will be up here tomorrow afternoon for Saturday League Intramural Basketball for CBC. My team will play. That's our opening weekend for that. So.
Well, that's good.
And then I'll go home and watch. I'll have to subscribe to Peacock to watch the Chiefs play Miami.
I was talking to our all-world producer, Randy Gardner, here before the broadcast, and I think that's going to be a snoozer. Miami coming off the plane when they walk into that weather, I just don't expect. Their offense hasn't been that good against good teams recently anyway.
They didn't play very good in Buffalo last week. I mean, not offensively. It'll be interesting.
Underneath. Oh, and Jaden Reed with the swat underneath.
Well, and it looked like Soldan had a good little offensive break right there, and not 100% back to the starters. Bryce Parsons stays out in place of Mahalski.
Houston Garrett and Schlanger back in as well. This is number 22, Keyshawn McRoberts. Down the lane, left hand, blocked again by Reed. Same player driving as well. Reed for Garrett. Garrett didn't get up in time. Turns around and found Bryce Parson underneath for 2.
Pass. Spun around there, found Parsons, and put it in to get CBC back on the board.
Ooh, Houston almost got a steal there, but they're going to call him with the foul instead. Got a little too much body on number 12, Antonio Gray.
Well, he got a tip on the ball, and Gray recovered a little bit, and I think that's when he bodied him a little bit to get the foul. I think initially he was okay.
Houston this year averaging 12.6 a game. He's got 40 rebounds on the season, as well as 44 assists. This is CC. Back to Armstrong. Swinging it around, left wing. Armstrong guarded by Reed. Now backs out beyond the arc. McRoberts. Schlanger jumps out to guard him. Now CC. Soldan trying to run their offense here, but the Cadets keep sealing off every drive. CC now. Parson comes out to guard him. CC now will shoot over Parson. No good. Rebound Houston.
Really struggled in that half-court set.
Ooh. Parson got it swatted away, but he recovers.
He put the ball on the floor and got it knocked away there, and stoppage here to tie a shoe.
That's just strength right there down on the block.
Well, that guy couldn't get around him. I mean, Parsons is a big body. We saw that all season in football. First team All-Metro. First team All-State.
Timeout called by Coach Simmons. They couldn't get the ball in bounds.
CBC with a little bit of pressure right there, and Soldan didn't bring anybody else back quick enough in order to get that ball inbounded, and Coach Simmons quickly takes the timeout.
So the Cadets on a 4-0 run here to start the second quarter. They lead 24-16.
I look down at that head table. All my follically challenged friends just like me, Coach Sill, Coach Ott, Coach Dimovitz, and the trainer Nathan. And then there's Mike. His white hair, man, stands out at that table.
They call that the silver fox, don't they, Coach?
Gotta love it. In retirement, Mike McCormick, who's still a golf coach here, still comes out to work these basketball games. Longtime AD, PE coach, and basketball coach here at CBC.
CBC back into full court pressure here off the inbound. They get it in number 4, CC, and that's poked away, and that'll go to the Cadets off of CC.
As he turned around, he tried to he lost his handle there a little bit, and it's kicked it out of bounds. CBC working this full court pressure a little bit here.
Garrett back to Houston underneath. Ooh, he went around the defender but couldn't get the finish. Here comes Soldan quickly into the front court. McRoberts almost walked, caught himself, put the shot up and missed. Rebound off of CC. It'll stay with go back to the Cadets with 6:20 to go here in the second.
I'm guessing we'll try to see CBC is going to try to push this lead back up to 12, 11, 12, and then you'll probably start seeing Coach Briscoe sub again. Try to keep that bench
Schlanger
going.
High off the glass. They have no answer for Landon Schlanger. He's got 11. A little more pressure by the Cadets. Soldan beats it down the floor in transition. A good defensive play by Parson. Held his ground. He could have easily fouled.
He did. He went straight up. He didn't need to leave his feet. That was the only thing. Keep your feet on the ground. Just go up there and put them and make them go around that big body.
Number 22, Keyshawn McRoberts called for the foul, his first team foul.
Well, I don't know if you've seen Dorian DeBose play basketball yet, but talk about frenetic pace.
I have.
He brings it. You were at the Webster tournament.
I was, and they really missed him. He went on a football recruiting trip for the after they won their first game, so their second or third night, I think.
Schlanger with the three.
Another three. And CBC really missed him defensively because he's so fast and his hands are so fast.
Schlanger really kind of embracing that role, that swing man, that three that can do a little bit of everything. Having a heck of a game here.
And if you, like you and I have been talking about, you look at between him and Teron Garrett, they can both swing.
Yeah.
And so you've got two different styles that can play multiple positions. I think CBC is going to be tough, really tough by the end of this year when it all counts. McRoberts for 3, short. Rebound underneath is, that's out on Soldan. CBC
Devin
basketball.
Houston did a great job there. He started to go for that ball saw rolling out of bounds, and the Soldan player was on the ground and like, okay, I'm going to pull my hands back here.
Houston, long pass to Schlanger. Shot fake drive. Now he gets it to Michalski, kicks it out. Garrett, right wing, back to Schlanger in the corner. Michalski posted up, right block to DeBose. Now Houston for 3. Too strong.
Good ball movement.
And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with CBC.
CBC with some really nice passes to keep the ball moving around the court.
Houston will trigger here for the Cadets. Garrett wide open. Ooh, shot fake, and now he'll take a couple steps in from 16. No good. Rebound and a jump ball. Michalski grabbed the ball over the head of Demetrius Perkins.
I thought he was going to get called for over the back, but he
too.
wasn't really on him. I just thought the official was going to give the offensive player the benefit of the doubt.
Boy, it'd be nice to be 6'10", wouldn't it?
Oh, geez. I'm 5'7". Come on, man. That's with shoes on.
Houston left corner now to Schlanger at the elbow. He reverses to Bose. Great shot fake and a drive. Mid-range jump, no good. Schlanger lost control. Soldan has it. Tried to bounce it off of Schlanger. It ends up in the hands of Armstrong, and he drives all the way down for 2.
DeBose tried to come back with late help there. Couldn't quite get a hand on it.
High post to Michalski. DeBose right corner. Here's Schlanger. What a half he's had. Schlanger back to Houston between the circles. Left side, Garrett. DeBose, short corner, left to Houston, driving and counted for Devin Houston. Wow. I mean, just the strength to go up in that situation.
Yes. I mean, that was a tremendous layup from under the basket right there on the left side of the hoop to draw the foul and get the and one. Been very impressed with McRoberts coming out quickly on some of these perimeter shots to offer some help. It looked like CBC's had some open looks, and then he flashes out there, either forcing a bad shot or, I won't say a bad shot, but not as good of a looking shot as you would expect, and then forcing another pass.
Armstrong found CC, top of the key. Michalski now backs off. Garrett took the assignment, down low, missed with the right hand. That was Musa. And Devin Houston now. CC pokes it out of bounds. I'm also impressed with the way with Sebu CC, number 4 for Soldan. He's very quick, good ball movement, and a really good passer.
Ooh, Garrett started flashing in down the lane, and
Schlanger on the backdoor cut, lays it up and in.
That was beautiful. Beautiful backdoor cut by Schlanger to get the reverse layup right there.
Here's number 14, Musa. Ooh, he drives through 2 defenders, but lost control of the dribble. It's kicked back out. Armstrong picks it up, working on Houston. Houston swats it away, but they're going to call a foul on Houston. He got too much of the arm.
Schlanger was 16, I think, now.
I've got him at 14, but
I'm just looking up at I'm looking up at the board.
Yeah, they have him at 16. They could be right. Oh, you know what? They are, because I forgot to write down the last bucket. 16 point, and by the way, they're the official scores down there anyway. 16 for Schlanger. Wow, 16 in the first half so far. And we still got 3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes left to go in this half.
Here's CC, looks towards Coach Simmons, calls out the play. Soldan trying to cut into this lead, 33-18. They've only scored 2 points here in this second quarter. So 13-2 in favor of the Cadets.
Did they get the first bucket of the second quarter too, or not? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so. There's a jumper. Ooh, halfway down, and it rims out, and then we've got a jump ball underneath. It's tied up between Schlanger and Musa.
Yeah, Landon's frustrated that he didn't get that away and get the ball, but that'll give the possession arrow back to CBC.
McRoberts, bounce pass to CC. CC to Musa, left wing. Thought about shooting it. Got it underneath. Now kick back out to CC for three. That's short. Schlanger the rebound. Reed quickly ahead to Michalski, and Michalski just muscles his way to the basket for two. CC down the lane. Ooh, what a good look. But a foul called before the pass. CC found Musa right there on the left block. But he was fouled on the drive.
Dorian DeBose on that one, throwing the elbow there a little bit.
Under 2 minutes to go, second quarter. 35-18 the score. CBC leads. There's Musa over Michalski.
That's tough to do right there. Michalski with a hand up, got it up and over. Banked it in.
Banked it in. There's Jaden Reed now for DuBose. Michalski. Found Schlanger driving. What a good look.
That's a great pass by the big man in the paint right there, looking for the guy cutting down the lane from the other side.
McRoberts to Musa. Musa steps back and shoots the three.
Wow, just launched it up.
He's got 7. Abdul Musa. Garrett now walks it across the timeline with a minute to go. He'll go ahead and fire up a three. That's short. Hit a little bit of the net, but did not touch the rim. Goes out of bounds to Soldan. And Teron Garrett has been held to 3 points here in this game.
And I'm sure he's a little frustrated as Landon's gotten all these really good looks and whatnot. But Teron's had his great moments this season, so it's going to take a team.
I'll tell you what, when you've got a guy on the bench like Tyler Weber, solid player. He can play down low. He's got a good shot. Watching him play a few times this year, he's a really, really good answer off the bench for the Cadets. And he has checked in for Garrett. Here's CC. Ooh, worked off the pick, now backs off. Drives. Oh, and coming across, Michalski got his hand in there. Tried to chase down the steal and just too much contact.
Yeah, I'm looking. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of CBC guys that haven't gotten some minutes. I mean, they've played 10 different guys in this game, I think.
37-23, Cadets lead. 22 seconds to go here in this first half. Soldan's going to try to play for the final shot, I assume. We'll see. Nope, CC's just going to drive in and scoop it up for two. That's CC's first basket of the game. He has 4 points. His 2 points were at the free throw line. Sam Scott, 3 from the corner over everything, but there's Tyler Weber. Tried to draw the foul. Goes out of bounds right at the buzzer, and that'll end the first half. CBC leads 37-25 here at halftime at DC Wilcutt Gymnasium. And, Coach, the Cadets had a real good run to start the first quarter, real good run to start the second quarter, but Soldan doing a nice job kind of closing out and limiting a bigger lead at the end of both first and the second quarter.
Yeah, but CBC has controlled this game really. I mean, it kind of dictated the pace really from beginning to end. And, you know, Landon's having just a heck of a game. I mean, everything seems to be falling for him right now. And, you know, Michalski's having a pretty solid game underneath. And, you know, it's like Teron can take a night off, so to speak, if you look at it from that perspective. We'll see whether he gets going in the second half.
18 points for Landon Schlanger in the first half. And it is halftime, 37-25 Cadets. We'll be back with the second half here shortly. We are back at DC Wilcutt Gymnasium, getting ready to start the second half. CBC leads Soldan 37-25. You're watching on the Cadet Student Network. My name's Randy Molman, Chris Maris alongside, and the Cadets opened up big leads in the first quarter at the beginning, first half of the first quarter, and then also in the first half of the second quarter, largely when the starters have been in the game. Soldan has made some hay towards the end of the first and the end of the second as the Cadets emptied their bench. CBC has the basketball to start the second half. This is Devin Houston. He kicks it in the corner for Jaden Reed. Partially blocked. Rebound grabbed by Leatherberry. Leatherberry was out of the game for much of the first half in foul trouble. He has 3. CC at the left elbow. Jumper, no good, off to the side. Houston the rebound, and he sends it ahead to Garrett. Quick transition, and Garrett lost control of the ball. Soldan basketball.
Teron looked like he might be going up there to kind of flush one, and maybe got a little ahead of himself.
How about the look by Devin Houston?
Yeah. Good down court pass.
CC walks the ball into the front court. Now angles near side. Drives and is blocked. Teron Garrett back on defense. Quickly ahead to Schlanger. 16 points. 18 points, I should say. Make it 20. 20 for Landon Schlanger. Here's CC, right elbow. Now a little step back jumper, no good, and it's off of the Cadets. It'll stay with Soldan. Just underway, third quarter, 39-25 CBC.
Schlanger picked up right where he left off, having a big game here.
This is CC with the ball, guarded by Teron Garrett. Armstrong now near side. Leatherberry for 3, short. Houston the rebound. And there he is again, Michalski with the flush.
Beautiful pass, baseball pass right there by Devin Houston. I mean, just rifled that ball down court to hit Michalski, who just caught it in stride and went in for the jam.
Cadets making a concerted effort on missed baskets to get down the floor in transition. They've had several fast breaks here to start the third. CC buries a 3 from the right corner.
Beautiful shot right there.
CC again, backdoor to Schlanger for 2.
Big time passing right there.
What you're watching now is just the great floor vision by Devin Houston. Here's Musa. He wants to drive from the baseline. He missed. Houston quickly ahead the other way for the Cadets. Drives, right hand up and good. Coast to coast for Devin Houston.
He took that off the right hand and kind of kept his arm extended and kind of flipped it up off his fingertips up and over for a beautiful layup right there.
Houston wanted the offensive foul. He was motioning for
the hook.
On the hook by CC, but I think sometimes these officials, they see, a significant size difference, and you see an extra bump by the bigger player, and then that's the foul they call.
Elijah Bobo gets back in here as CBC extends their lead.
Third foul on Devin Houston, so he'll be on the bench for a little while. 45-28, another good start to the quarter for the Cadets. CC pulls up, short corner right, and that is short. Landon Schlanger the rebound. Garrett to Reed. Well, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it. He missed, but he did take it.
Well, it's out of rhythm. It's a tough place to try to. Oh, look at that! Just stole the ball.
And then he makes up for it with the steal. We have a jump ball. No, a foul. They're going to call a foul on Soldan.
I'm guessing because he was wrapped up behind Reed there a little bit as Reed went up to go for the layup.
4:59 to go, 45-28, third quarter action here at DC Wilcutt Gymnasium. Schlanger off the inbound.
Oh,
Ooh, he missed. Got his own rebound and missed again.
Doesn't have many of those tonight, folks.
Armstrong lost control of the dribble. Jaden Reed picks it up. Tried to scoop it to Bobo. Armstrong diving for it. Ball is being bandied about all over the floor. And then Garrett underneath finishes.
I thought that might roll back out the way it went in. He got a little bit too far under the basket.
See if that ignites Teron Garrett. He only has 5 points, averaging 17.5 this season. Hasn't really been needed to shoulder the load here tonight with Landon Schlanger. CC. Wow.
Oh, wow. With the contact right there.
Fended off the defender on his back, then went over Schlanger. What a nice play. Schlanger is blocked. Oh, and a little talking, and he's gonna get teed up, I think, isn't he?
I know Schlanger was calling for it, but
I think they might tee up
they're
Demetrius
clearing out
Perkins. Yeah, Perkins did some trash talking after the block of Schlanger, and he was in Schlanger's face. The official saw it. Look, you can talk if you walk away while you're doing it. You can't look directly at a player and trash talk like that.
When you were talking about the officials and stuff, and right, wrong, or indifferent, it's high school sports.
Right.
I think sometimes these officials feel compelled to keep games from getting out of hand on the score, so maybe they call a few things maybe they wouldn't in a tight game or a really, really competitive game.
Schlanger's free throw is good. He is now 3 for 6 at the line tonight.
He's going to get 2 more right here on the shot.
He is. So the technical free throw's done now. Or no, his regular free throw's done. Now his technical free throws. 3 in a row for Schlanger. He's now 5 for 8.
Well, technically, I guess they could have had anybody shoot the technical free throws. But he's having the night. He's the hot hand. So Coach Briscoe, as Schlanger goes up to 26, that 36 is looking. He's not going to be playing that much in the fourth quarter, I don't think. But
up to a 21-point lead here for CBC. 14-5 here in this third quarter.
Just want to keep it from getting sloppy.
Bobo from the corner, short, but there's Landon Schlanger. Count it and count it again and one. A career night.
Landon Schlanger with, 28 now? They've got 26 up there, but I thought he had 26 before that.
I've got him at 28.
They got him at 29.
Now at 29.
They got him at 29.
And he's made 5 consecutive free throws.
We joked about 36 points in the first quarter after having 9, and
Musa is fouled. Schlanger with the hand check on the way to the basket. Called on the floor, so no free throws. Gray will trigger for Soldan. Rainbows into Armstrong. Bounce pass back, and a block by Maholski.
I thought he had a nice look at the basket right there. Maholski came from the far block. It came over that 6'10" wingspan.
Antonio Gray is 5'9". Maholski, 6'10". Tried again, and this time he finished.
He did, and Maholski reached out over, a little too far over, and got a hand on him. And
so that will send Gray to the line.
Did they call that on Maholski, or did they call that on Schlanger? They called that on Schlanger.
They called it on Schlanger. That's his third.
From my vantage point, it looked like Maholski got a hand on him.
Gray completes the three-point play. He's perfect at the line, 3 for 3. And he's got 7 points.
Keep it close enough and let Schlanger have a day.
Schlanger.
He's already had one.
Knocked out by Keyshawn McRoberts. Cadets will keep the basketball. 54-33 CBC, third quarter, 3:17 to go.
It's getting a little chirpy. There wasn't a whole lot of talking or anything like that going on early, but now we're getting a little.
McRoberts over the back. That's now the 6th team foul called on Soldan. Oh, no, make it 5. 5 team fouls. So now
he goes to shoot 2. Is that it automatically?
Yeah,
or?
no more 1-and-1s in high school basketball. You get
confusing to me. I know the rules on the college level. And
I learned that earlier this season. I didn't know that they did that. I know the girls' game, they went to 5 per quarter, and then once you get to 5, you're in the double bonus regardless. No more 1-and-1s, and then they changed it for the boys this year. Now, it has not changed in college basketball for men's college basketball. That's still the same.
College basketball is still kind of the most unique because they've got to play the 2 halves as opposed to 4 quarters.
Right. But you'd think if there's a foul on the floor, if called on CBC, that's 4 on Houston. If you figure if you're going to go to the quarter system in high school and you have it in the pros at some point, I know the women's game in college plays the quarter system.
Yes.
But the men's game is the only one that doesn't.
Oh, nice bank shot right there.
High off the glass for Musa. He has 9. Schlanger walked.
He walked. Shuffled the feet a little bit, looking to get himself going down the lane.
55-35. 2:51 to go. 3rd quarter. Checking in now, Cameron Hall, former CBC student, right? I think he was. Someone pointed that out to me at the scorer's table earlier. Weber blocked Armstrong. McRoberts now will inbound. Driving in is Gray, and he tried to get it over Mahalski and couldn't. Houston again, a baseball pass up to Schlanger. Schlanger off the glass for 2, and he fought off the defender.
Was that off of Hall?
.31 for Landon Schlanger. Hall got it poked away by a CBC defender. That'll stay with Soldan. 2:15 to go here in the 3rd. 22-point lead. Armstrong, left side. There's a catch-and-shoot 3 for Gray. Short rebound, Houston. Houston quickly ahead to Weber, finding Schlanger to the basket. He's got 33.
And Tyler Weber had a clear line of the basket.
Did.
He was looking for Landon Schlanger to get him that. I mean, there's the concerted effort to get Landon as many as they can tonight. Now that he's got this game going, they're like, oh, everybody's in on it.
Now, can we get him to 40? That's the question.
I think that might be the. Oh, Tyler Weber with the block.
Oh, and a foul?
They calling on Mahalski or Bobo?
Looks like Mahalski.
And that'll bring Bryce Parsons in the game.
So the 5th team foul now. Both teams in the bonus here in this 3rd quarter. 1:41 to go. 59-35, CBC leads.
They're waiting until after the first basket in order to make that change.
Hall at the line, missed the first.
There's subtle things like that are like kind of new for me. Like, when you're shooting a 1-on-1.
Yeah, they bring you in
immediately. They can bring you in right away.
Exactly.
But on a 2-shot, they make you wait until the.
Hall knocks down the 2nd. His first point of the night. 59-36 Cadets. Houston into the front court. Found Schlanger right side. Now beyond the arc. Schlanger working underneath. Jump stop and a little runner. No good. Got his own rebound. Ball is loose on the, well, it wasn't loose. It was being grabbed at. And a foul.
So Schlanger's going to shoot.
To the line. Already with 33. He's 7 for 10 at the free throw line. He's made his last 6. No, his last 5. He's made 5 straight. Maybe I jinxed it. He missed that one. Dorian Dubose ready to check back in for the Cadets. Missed both. Quickly ahead down the floor looking for Armstrong. Off his right hand and grabbed by Weber. Houston's baseball pass intercepted there by Musa. And then back playing defense, Bobo knocks away the pass to Armstrong.
Both cases, both steals going, turnovers right there are cutting back through on those passes. CBC just couldn't control theirs.
It was almost like Musa was reading the eyes of the quarterback on that steal.
Well, Devin had gotten him like 3 times on those. It's like, okay, you get fooled on the same thing that many times, like you start looking for it.
McRoberts to the line. Bobo called for the foul, his first. McRoberts has been held scoreless so far. He'll try to change that here. 23-point lead for the Cadets. Short off the front of the rim, on the front end, no good. Parson, Schlanger, Weber makes the second. Bobo and Dubose on the floor for CBC. Dubose picks up the dribble, right wing. Here's Schlanger out by the center circle. Schlanger drives down the lane, and he couldn't get it to go. Got his own rebound, and he's fouled, and he'll go back to the line.
He's been a little, I think as he's gotten, maybe he's looking at the scoreboard a little bit. He's gotten a little tight here. He's already got 33. He's already having a heck of a night, so everything else is icing on the cake, as they say.
And he's been very aggressive. This will be his 13th free throw attempt of the night.
There we
Knocks
go.
it down.
If you can get Landon Schlanger going to go along with Evan Houston and Teron Garrett as 3 scorers on this team, you can make a lot of things happen.
Yeah, you're going to be a problem, right? Your team's going to be a problem when you got those 3 going. There aren't a lot of high school teams that'll have 3 guys that you can interchange that can score like those 3 if they all, And plus, Garrett's kind of having an off night. Schlanger's picked up the slack. And that's what you need. That's a steal by Musa. Good defensive play. Musa will settle for the jumper. No good. Dubose the rebound and sticking his hands in there. Armstrong, and it goes out of bounds.
I don't know if they ever pointed which way it's going.
I didn't see either.
They're both the officials are looking down the line.
They gave it to Soldan.
Okay.
I'm
not sure who it came off of, so it's not like I can complain.
And that'll end the third quarter. The Cadets 61, Soldan 37, and the story tonight has been Landon Schlanger. The 6'7 senior has 35 points. And he's 1 point away from my prediction. I wasn't joking at all. That was my prediction.
There you go.
That was my set, real prediction. Go back and listen.
If you were in Vegas, you're like, give me that 1 more point and sit him down.
So we have 8 minutes to go. The Cadets lead 61-37, looking to improve to 7-6. You look at the CBC schedule this year, they have played, in conference, obviously, the MCC is always tough. SLU and Chaminade, Vianney, DeSmet. But they played Memphis East in the Poplar Bluff tournament. New Madrid County is tough. And Urbana, then Principia, coached by the Hall of Fame coach Jay Blossom. That's a tough game. St. Mary's is good. They played them in the Webster tournament, in the championship game. Hazelwood Central, coached by Kelvin Lee.
Yep.
That's a tough, you go up and down this schedule. There's no gimmies on it for CBC this year.
Well, and you got East St. Louis coming up. Vianney's a very good team this year. You already played Hazelwood Central once. You get them again. All-Toss really
Catholic's
good.
coming in, yeah.
I don't know how Cape Central is this year, but last year you went down there. That was, they had either 1 loss or undefeated when we went down there to play them last year.
So, you look at the record and say, 6-6, but man, it's been a gauntlet of of great high school basketball teams.
3 cadets on the rebound there. Schlanger comes up with it, battling each other for it.
Dubose running point on this possession. Here's Weber. After getting the handoff, Schlanger left block, baseline, underneath, blocked. Great defensive play by McRoberts. There's a 3 from Bobo.
There we go, Elijah. That's a beautiful shot right there from the top of the key for Elijah Bobo.
He buries it, 64-37.
I've seen him have so many nice shots from down in the corner.
CC down the lane, and
I think they're going to get Weber for the block.
Weber
CC
tried to take the charge.
Took a thigh in the knee or the shin or something.
That right leg stays extended. I don't know if it was
the way he's looking at it, that's looking like a cramp.
He is.
If he was hurt otherwise, I don't think he'd be elevating that leg right away just like that.
You know, our stats show us that CeCe's only played 1 game this year. I don't know if that's true or not, but he's a nice player, really good player for Soldan. He's been impressive tonight. 64-37, Cadets lead here at DC Wilcutt Gymnasium. Well, we've got some NFL football coming up this weekend. Playoffs, Coach Maris.
We do. Wild card weekend.
I was saying the other day, March Madness, if we're talking basketball, that's my #1 week. I love that weekend. The opening weekend of March Madness, there's nothing like it.
It is an amazing 4 days of sports. I mean, just, round-the-clock basketball, it seems. It starts about 10 or 10, 11 in the morning. And, it's late at night before it all cuts down.
And you've got, upsets and Cinderella stories and all kinds of great storylines. But my second favorite weekend of the year, sports-wise, is wild card NFL football weekend. I love this weekend coming up.
Well, you got, 6 games this weekend?
6 games, yep. We're going to see some elements in Buffalo, supposed to snow. That's going to be fun. Kansas City will be freezing cold for that Miami Chiefs game.
I know they were talking on the radio whether they should be moving that game. There's no way Kansas City's going to allow them to move that game.
No. 1 for 2 at the line and then a foul on the rebound.
Any sort of movement of that game negates the home field advantage for Kansas City,
no doubt.
And they earn the right to have that home field advantage. I mean,
I saw a sort of a funny post that said the league was discussing moving that game to St. Louis to play in the Dome. And I was like, there is no chance the NFL wants a game in St. Louis. Dubose for 3. Good.
Nice shot from the corner.
Dorian Dubose, his first bucket of the game. 29-point lead.
With a career night on the line and already in the books, Landon Schlanger doesn't seem to be coming out of this game anytime soon. My guess is with a couple minutes left and whatnot, you'll probably see him go to get a little ovation there. Oh,
luckily, because Bobo was reaching for that ball, and luckily he didn't touch it because it went off the foot.
I know, but I thought it went off of Bobo's foot. Yeah, they reversed that. I thought it went off of Bobo's foot. I think they got this call right.
So Armstrong now will trigger for Soldan. This is McRoberts handing it to Hall. Hall waits for the offense to get set. Now tries to work, but he's sealed off.
CeCe's still trying to walk off whatever happened to his leg over there a little bit.
And there's a steal by Dubose. And he quickly ahead. He's blocked, but there's Schlanger to clean it up.
Offensive rebound. See, Atlanta just needs to let things come to him like that. He forced up a few shots here recently. And
oof, that's got to hurt. Diving on the floor. That is Musa and Bobo.
I think they got Musa for the foul. I think as Bobo was trying to go back for the ball, he got a little shove there.
I think what we're going to see here, it's 37 for Schlanger. You get him to 40, he'll be out of this game.
Are they? Okay, they're up by 30, so I think we've got a running clock at this point.
30 in the fourth quarter. Weber comes out of the game. Dubose out of the game.
I'm not as familiar with some of those basketball rules. I'll have to read on you. I know the football rules. You always
I have to refer to you on those, right?
I'm here to talk about CBC kids, and I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on with these guys.
Schlanger puts the ball on the floor, drives to the basket. He's fouled by McRoberts, and he'll shoot free throws. Yeah, we've talked about it. I mean, you've got some size down low with Mahalski, and then when you've got those two swing players like Schlanger and Garrett.
Oh, couldn't get that one to fall.
Houston, running point. I mean, this could be a dangerous CBC team for sure as the season goes on and they get, more familiar with each other, more familiar with Coach Briscoe's system.
Malik Nevels checks into the game. Schlanger gets one to go down there.
He's a bucket away from 40. McRoberts between the circles. Near side for Perkins. Perkins guarded by Schlanger. Armstrong takes the handoff, drives through two defenders and a foul. He split the two defenders.
Ooh,
nice
that
move.
might be 4 on Schlanger. Boy, wouldn't that be something?
If he fouls out with 38.
He does. He's got 4 on him right now.
If Mr. and Mrs. Schlanger are listening, we hope he doesn't foul out.
We're rooting for him.
Yeah, he's coming out of the game with 38 points. A career night for Landon Schlanger.
Darian Jones and Chris Brown check in.
And look at Bryce Parson. He walked off with Schlanger, and then he looked over at the crowd as they were cheering, and Parson was waving at them like they were cheering him on.
That's Bryce. Bryce has got a great sense of humor, personality.
Oh, good pass by Scott underneath and a miss, but there's Guerrier, and he'll go to the line. Yeah, Parson was like the Queen of England over there. He's waving at everyone. He's like, hey, thank you. That was good stuff.
Darian Jones had a layup right there. Didn't get it, but Guerrier gets the rebound. Couldn't get it to go down.
There's a good free throw by Guerrier.
And he gave me a pair of those pink Nike shoes. Those are sharp, or I guess they're probably Under Armours, but pink basketball shoes are looking pretty sweet. Oh!
Scott comes out of it,
rebound.
And then Guerrier back in for 2.
McRoberts mishandled the ball under the basket, and Scott was right there to bring it out.
Here's Cameron Hall now, right wing, top of the key for Armstrong. Armstrong to number 12, Gray. Now Armstrong for 3, well short. Rebound Cadets. Quickly ahead to number 22. That's Brown.
Nevels.
There's a 3 from Nevels.
Malik Nevels with the three-pointer from the corner.
76-38 CBC. Approaching 2 minutes to go.
I think there's some guys standing on the end of the bench that are trying to get coach to put
Schlanger
back in the game. I think he's done.
Quickly ahead to Nevels for 2. Quickly, 5 points for Malik Nevels.
Oh, you got to love it. You get an opportunity, and maybe not the opportunity you want, but you got to make the most of those things. Get in the game and do what you can with the time that you have. Oh, almost got the steal.
Nevels almost got it. There's a 3 from the right corner. Knocked down there by Henry Armstrong.
Under 90 seconds left in this one here, folks.
Now, if you're a coach and you've got a game like this, Nevels is blocked. Do you put Schlanger back in to try to get him his 40, or is that not something?
Once you did, at this point, you move on. He had you're gonna be able to say I had 30 whatever game, 38 points in a high school basketball game.
Yeah. There's a runner in the lane for 2. Cadets up by 39 here in the fourth.
I know basketball's a little bit different than football, but I've seen that in football where guys are trying to get touchdowns for guys and in games that are blowouts, and it's like, what do those points and what do those scores really mean in the grand scheme of things?
Right.
It's a lost opportunity for another player.
You were talking about that. If it was just football, the New Orleans Saints just did that with the Jameis Winston victory formation handoff to Jamal Williams.
Which I on one level, I appreciated that because Williams had his role.
There's two.
Darian Jones.
Darian Jones.
That should be it. Maybe one last heave here for Soldan.
There it is. No good. And the final score. CBC wins it going away, 80-41, and wow.
They got 82-41.
82-41.
Doubled them up.
How about, let's talk real quick before we sign off. Well, let's give a little appreciation. I mean, that's a huge night for a high school basketball player. 38 points. That's huge for Landon Schlanger.
It's tremendous for him. And, Soldan, very athletic, aggressive, defensive team. And, Landon let his skill set show for itself and did what he could there. And really proud of the job that he did. And they all meet down at center court.
Cadets back in action quickly tomorrow at 4:30 at Althoff. So CBC, quick turnaround, get some sleep, and then you're on the bus to Althoff tomorrow.
Well, and that seems to be the way a lot of these basketball teams do it. I mean, we saw that when they played Chaminade. They had a game on Sunday, but Chaminade played the next day. I mean, they seems like they play a Friday night game, and they turn around and they play immediately in some tournament or showcase or something, shootout or whatnot right after that.
It must be at Althoff because Soldan is in action versus Belleville East at Althoff tomorrow at 1:30. So
I bet you Martin Luther King Jr. shootout, something along those lines. I know several of the schools have done those in the past.
Absolutely. So, all right, CBC improves to 7-6. Coach, it's good to see you. You and I calling basketball. This is a
different animal. I won't see you next week. I will be out of town for the game against the U-High, but I should be back in and around for the game against Hazelwood Central, Vianney, and East St. Louis, I believe.
I'll have to check my schedule.
I'm sure you do.
That's Coach Maris.
As long as he doesn't make me call the play-by-play.
There you go. That's Coach Maris. I'm Randy Molman. So long, everyone. Cadets win it big, 82-41 over Soldan.